I was very competitive at a very early age, whether it's sports, scholastic, you name it, I have to win it. In 10th grade, I grew almost a foot and 40 double Ds, and all the guys were always looking at my breasts and not my face. So I got my first breast reduction at 18. I realized I was botched immediately. The nipples were going east and west. I had scars all the way around, so I had to have it again. Then they weren't big enough, so then I had another set. Then I had another set. I kept going bigger because my muscles kept getting bigger and my shoulders are broad, but big on big is too masculine looking.
No amount of cutting back on growth hormones or working out is gonna fix this. Her only option is surgery.
What stands out to me, the overall size, it just looks too much. So if we can downsize that, that would be very helpful. And then your nipples are too high. So if we can do something to, look how much better that
Yeah,
breast.
see that right there looks great.
Yeah, so if we can do that, I think we can make significant improvements here. Lauren has got a botched situation where implants are very low and they're very scarred. I think she'll look much more feminine with a smaller pair of implants that are put up higher in a better position. I think we can help her, don't you?
I think we can help you.
Yeah.
They both agreed to give me a more feminine look, to get my man, of course. Before the surgery, I had a turkey neck, and I was wearing my nipples up around my ears as earrings. After surgery, no more gobble gobble. My breasts are smaller, more girly, and the nipples are perfect.
My name is Lanique. I'm 66 years old, not 66 years young. My breast is like a Ripple's potato chip. If I'm standing, you can't see the double bubble and all the scarring and the freaky stuff like Frankenstein. Only if I go like this. It is god-awful, so obviously I'm not gonna be in bed, let anybody put any ties on me. Hello? I made an appointment with a surgeon, and then it snowballed on, and he goes on, he goes, and you know what? We could give you a breast job. That's not something I went there for, but he was very excited, full of passion, and truthfully, I didn't like my breasts. So I just jumped on the bandwagon with him. I think that was the first thing that went wrong. They felt very heavy. I felt like I had water going when I walked. I lived with them for quite a few years, and then I went to another surgeon, and he was going to fix that, and he did the surgery. I became encapsulated on my left breast, and he had to go very quickly and take that breast implant out. Then he put another breast implant in, but unfortunately, it was the wrong size. And there's the scar. It should be down here, and here's another scar. It is just very, very unattractive. I'm not happy with it, but you just bury your head in the sand like an ostrich with your ass shooting up in the air and pretend it doesn't exist. Do you want me to just take it down?
Do me a favor, put your hands on your hips and push down.
Oh.
It's like a heartbeat, isn't it?
I used to go like this. Look at that.
Do that again, wink that.
This? Oh, do just okay.
You can do one at a time. Can you do your left too?
I have no idea. I've got more problems. It doesn't go as high. Maybe I can make some money off of it. Yay. No.
You have two major things going on. In the middle of your breast mound,
Yes.
you have this scar with all these what we call contour irregularities. And then, of course, you have this rippling.
Right.
This is improvable. I will go to the end of the planet to try to get you a really nice result. I really will.
As long as it's not as bad as it is, I would be happy, and I would thank you for your efforts. Before my surgery, my breasts looked like Frankenstein's bride breasts, and it just made me feel deformed. And now I don't have to hide or cover up anything. I don't have to hide ripples anymore. I can wear low-cut tops. I'm happier than a pig in No.
My breasts look like Frankenstein. Before I had my son, I was probably a 36 double D. So when I breastfed, they were completely different sizes. When I decided to look for a plastic surgeon, I ended up picking a doctor that I've seen his billboards and I've seen ads, and it was a name that I just knew. I never had any doubts that he could perform the surgery.
And to be honest with you, I thought she was perfect the way she was, but I wanted her to be confident and feel like she did before, so we went ahead. She had the plastic surgery, and it obviously went bad.
My implants touch each other, which has completely lifted the skin on my sternum about 2 inches. So I have no cleavage. They call it the uniboob.
Put your hands on your hips and push. Yeah, so
Okay.
you're under the muscle for sure. Alicia's case, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 12. It's the most complicated you can get. Do me a favor, raise up your arms. This distance from your areola to your crease is 12 on your right, and it's 13 and a half on your left. It should be about 6. Alicia has a malposition problem, which essentially means that the breast implants are way too low. And then we've got to correct the nipple positions. The other thing you need, because you had a particular type of lift called a vertical lift, you may need a scar that goes all the way across here to tighten this up.
Alicia's breasts look amazing. She looks so great, and you could see the confidence in her.
Don't make me cry.
The doctor that did it, he did a phenomenal job.
Before I had a uniboob, my implants were hanging out the bottom, and that forced my nipples to point up and out. And now I have no pain. My breasts are perfect. They're exactly where they're supposed to be. They're perfect. How I feel on the inside is exactly how I look on the outside. Dr. Dubrow gave me back.
My name is Brian, and these are my $100,000 boobs. Boom, boom. In about 1997-ish, I was in some restaurant in Europe, and I was with 2 friends. And his girlfriend at the time was flaunting her boobs. And I said to my friend, if I had boobs like hers, I can get just as much attention as she would. For how much? And then he came up with $100,000, and I shook his hand, and that was it. It was a bet. I knew a plastic surgeon that was also a gambler in New York. So I went to his office and I said, can you put boobs in for me? And all he said was, this is for a bet, right? And I said, yeah. He said, okay, I tell you what, how are you gonna pay? I said, how about a little bit of backgammon? I played backgammon with him for an hour. I won $5,000, boom, surgery was for free. And I woke up with boobs. They really did look nice. And now I can see why women do certain poses, like push the boobs together. Oh, hi, how are you? Turn the twist to make the boobs look nice. The first time I showed my friend, he laughed for 10 minutes. And he said, that is the best $100,000 I've ever lost. The first year was a little bit difficult to get used to them. Little things like playing backgammon. I'm shaking the dice and I can feel my boobs jiggling. Or I'm jogging around and I can feel like the blump, the blump, the blump. But you get used to it. So after the year was up, I was in no rush to get them out. I already have my money. I'm getting to like them. They're a novelty. I thought it was a distraction when I'm gambling with somebody. It was advantageous for me. So I just decided to keep them in for a while.
Would you have other things done for money? For example, a digit removed for 10,000 bucks?
No.
100,000 bucks.
But actually, I was offered $1 million to take my little,
Off.
yeah.
Take it off.
Yeah.
So you'd have your penis removed for $1 million, but not a digit removed
Well,
for...
I mean, I can't do card tricks with my penis, but I need, you know,
Although if you could, you'd probably make a lot of money. My pinkies could go for 10 million because I use them to do surgery. And my penis for about 5,000. I'm married, I don't use it anyway. What would you like help with potentially?
Look, if I knew I can keep these in and there's gonna be no health effects, side effects, I'd keep them in.
Yeah.
I think we should examine him.
Yeah. Obviously, we do need to make sure he's not developing any complications from these old implants he has in his chest. Your options are the following. 1, you can leave them in because they're not dangerous, because it's sterile salt, okay, salt water. And if it does rupture, one will go flat, and then of course you'd want them taken out. The other option is to take them out. You probably would have some loose skin, and we would have to do a type of breast lift, which would involve scars around the areola, up and down and in the crease, and they would be noticeable scars, for sure.
If I'm with a girl, is it the scarring that's gonna be more disgusting or the boobs?
I think the best thing for you is to go home and think about this very carefully, okay? Because you don't have an impending problem right now. I think you sort of need to figure it out.
All right.
You know?
Yeah, no, it's good.
Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah, that sounds good.
A man getting breast implants as a bet is definitely odd, but if there are no medical complications, it's really up to the patient to determine what to do. I wouldn't recommend betting on your body anymore, because at some point, when you get a little bit older, you're betting on your life, when you start having operations that are unnecessary.
I like that Dr. Dubrow had concern about my body, but I don't know if I'm gonna not take any bets on my body. It depends if the price is right.